Hi guys, today I'm going to show you how you can take an astonishing 187 megapixel photo using the Lumix S1R. And I'm going to start right now. Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name is James, and if it is the very first time to this channel, and you want to learn all about Photoshop, Lightroom, and everything photography related, start now by subscribing and hitting the bell so you don't miss anything. So today, guys, I'm going to show you how you can take an astonishing 187 megapixels, that's correct, 187 megapixel photo using the Lumix S1R. Now, traditionally, this camera is a 47.3 megapixel full frame mirrorless camera. But this particular camera has one of my favorite features of all cameras out today. It has a high resolution mode. Now, this high resolution mode allows you to take 8 consecutive photos while it uses the image stabilization to move the sensor 8 times. And then what it does is it combines all of those 8 photos into a single raw image. And this raw image is 187 megapixels. Now, this extra amount of resolution allows you to do 2 things. Either it allows you to crop in further, so let's say you've only got yourself, so for instance, I've only got myself the 50mm 1.4 here, you wanted to crop to maybe more of a 200mm, this camera, or the lens, will allow you to do that by using extra megapixels. Or what it can do is it allow you to take more or larger photos. So for instance, maybe you're printing on a very large canvas, you could use the high megapixel count of this camera in high resolution mode to actually create a large canvas. So they're the 2 reasons. Or you could be, for instance, like myself, and just love a high megapixel count. But there is one downside to it, and that is size. Megapixel size also refers to megabyte size. Megabyte size is the size of the actual image when it's stored in your camera. They are going to be big. Usually they're going to be between 20 to 30 megabytes per photo, especially if you're taking a raw photo. But with the 187 megapixel photo, I have found it takes almost up to 200 to 300 megabytes, which is actually really, really big. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to test the before, which is the 47.3 megapixels, what this camera offers just out of the box. And then I'm going to show you how the 187 megapixel looks and compare them to really see if this camera is worth it, or to see if the high resolution mode really works, or is it just a gimmick? So without further ado, guys, let's get started. Right guys, so what I've done is I've placed myself in one of the beautiful fields that Bedfordshire have to offer. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get quite low, like in this lovely wheat field you can see here, and I'm going to take a photo of the amazing sky and the sunset that you can see in the background. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a before photo and then an after photo. So firstly, let's turn the camera on and let's get it positioned the way I want it. So let's go for an angle like so. At the moment it's a little bit too dark, so I'm just going to increase the amount of shutter. So I'm going to go for about 1/13 of a second, and then I'm going to go for using let's go for f8, and then I'm going to use ISO 100. Now I've got the Lumix S1R with the 50mm Pro lens 1.4. Now I found of all the lenses that I've tested with the Panasonic range, this is by far the sharpest lens. So it'll be a great comparison to see the before resolution versus the after using the high resolution mode. So what we're going to do first is just going to take just a normal photo. So I'm going to take a photo just like so, everything lined up, and take a photo. Lovely. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on the high resolution mode and compare it to the original photo. So what we need to do is go to menu, and then what you want to do is go to the very top icon, the little camera icon, and then you want to drop down to where you can see it says high resolution mode. Once you've done that, you just need to click OK. And now what it will do is it will come up with a bunch of other options. So we can either press start, we can also change the shutter delay, so that's the delay between each photo taken. So the longer the delay, the more motion blur will be in the photo. But then we've got our motion blur processing. Now this is a really important feature. Mode 1 allows to add motion blur to the photo. So for instance, you want to create more of a long exposure, maybe with a beautiful waterfall or maybe a lake in the background, and you want that lake to be nice and smooth and kind of evened out, then you want to keep it on mode 1. If you want to have everything in the photo nice and fixed and really, really sharp, keep it on mode 2. This reduces the amount of motion blur. So we're going to choose mode 2 today, as I want the image nice and sharp. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click start. Lovely. So now it's taken us back out of the setting, and now we're in the actual resolution, high resolution mode. And you can see that by the little resolution symbol in the bottom right hand corner. And then what you need to do is just to confirm, you just need to click the shutter button. So we're going to go ahead and click like so. Lovely, and as you can see, what it's done is it's taken 8 photos. Now, as it was taking the 8 photos, the sensor was moving left and right to really create more of a range between the photos. And what it will do is it will stitch all of those photos together into one raw image. And that raw image is the 187 megapixel photo. So what it's done is it's just rendered it, and now what you can see, if we go ahead to our display, this is the resolution. And you can actually see, if we double tap, you can see there is a lot more information within this particular photo, which is great. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to head back to the studio and really see the difference in Photoshop to see if this camera or if this particular mode is worth it. So let's go back. So we're back in the studio, and what I've done is I've gone ahead and chosen the 2 photos that I'm going to compare the different megapixel sizes. Now what I've done already is I've already edited them in Lightroom and then Photoshop, and I'm going to show you the difference in Photoshop because I find it's the best way to zoom in and out at certain percentages. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and open the 47.3 megapixel photo first. Again, I've edited these 2 photos in the exact same way using the exact same preset. So the only difference is going to be the megapixel size. So as you can see, we've opened up the original photo. So this is the photo straight out of camera. Again, no kind of changes in resolution at all. And as you can see, we've got it being displayed at 33.3%. You can see at the bottom here. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to press Command and then 1. And what that will do is it will zoom in, as you can see at the bottom left-hand corner, at 100%. So you can see all of the detail at the full size of this photo. Now I'm going to zoom in a little bit further to kind of look at the real kind of pixel peeping in the very far end. And as you can see, there is a lot of detail in the very far background. This particular lens and this particular camera is incredibly sharp straight out of the box. You can see all of the kind of individual lines of all of the strands in the pylons. You can actually see the individual lines, and that pylon is probably a couple of miles away. So the detail in this particular lens is absolutely great. But let's have a look at the high resolution photo. So let's just minus that for a second, and let's go to the high resolution photo. Now this photo is a lot larger. So what we're going to do, as you can see, we're actually, our opening, we're at 16%. So let's go ahead and go press Command 1 and go to 100%. Whoa, now that is a lot more detail. So if we go ahead and zoom in, you can see there is a huge amount of increase of detail in this photo versus the simple 47 megapixel. So if we go ahead and zoom into the same size, you can see the detail there, and all we need to do, you can see how much more detail the 187 megapixel has contained. So we can look at it a little bit closer. So let's go over to the right, and let's have a look at another pylon in the far corner. So you can see we've got this pylon here. It's a little bit closer. So what we'll do is we'll zoom in to the same size. So we'll go ahead and go over to that pylon, right? So we'll see that. And then we'll change it to the megapixel. And wow, what a difference. I'd also say the colors in this particular image I prefer over the 47 megapixel as well, because it was taken over a little bit longer period of time. So I find that the colors are improved a little bit further than that. So I am really happy with this. Now let's have a look at the actual size of the photo. So I'm going to press Alt Command I, and that will bring up our image size selection. The other way you can do it is you can go to Image, and then you can go to Image Size. And this will bring up this dialog box. Now you can see that the sizes are huge. So you can see the dimensions in the top here is 16,736 pixels by 11,168 pixels. And remember guys, this is the 187 megapixel photo. So if we go to the other photo that you can see here, and we're gonna do is press Alt Command I, again bring up the image size, and you can see this is a lot smaller. Still a very big photo, but it is a lot smaller than the 187 megapixel. So this one is 8,368 pixels by 5,400 584. And the actual file size of this, because it's a Photoshop file, again, these are a little bit more bloated because of more information. So this is 133.7 megabytes. And if we go ahead to the 187 megapixel, again, press Alt Command I, you can see this is almost 4 times the size at 534.7 megabytes. So this is a lot larger file. So if you are a little bit conscious about the size of these data files, I probably wouldn't shoot high resolution a lot. But if you are after exceptional image quality, then the Lumix S1R in the high resolution mode takes absolute amazing photos for either landscape or portrait photos. Brilliant, and there we go guys. This is a highly recommended camera and definitely worth a spot in your camera bag, especially if you are after the amazing 47.5 megapixels that this camera offers, also the image stabilization and that amazing high resolution mode that you can use with this camera. Again guys, if you want to like, comment and subscribe to my channel, it really does help my channel grow. Also, if you want to hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of my latest content. But until next time guys, keep creating.